Okay, now I'm going to show you how to set up your table to make sure that your parallel bar is even, level, square with the drawing board, and that you're ready to set up your first piece of paper for drawing. Okay, now if you remember, I told you before on another video that there are these little thumb screws underneath the parallel bar right here that hold the parallel bar onto a cable that wraps around the whole table. That cable helps keep the parallel bar square with the table. Now, with squaring the parallel bar, it's going to go out of square every day. Sometimes it may not, but most of the time it is. The cable underneath, and there's also a spring attached to that cable, are sensitive to the environment, whether it be moisture or temperature changes in the environment. The spring will stretch and contract. So it's going to always be out of whack. And not only that, but other people are using it. You're going to use it and knock it out of whack. So it's not a perfect thing. Something you have to, kind of keep an eye on as you're working on your drawings. But if you remember, again, there's that thumb screw into here, and you only want to loosen one side. Both sides when you start out should be tight and tightly attached to that cable. So if I loosen one side, and I'm going to reach under here and I'm just going to turn it. I'm turning it this way, which is clockwise, okay, to loosen it, okay. And I know that's different from lefty-loosey, righty-tighty, but you have to think we're upside down as well. So that side is loose, so I can actually adjust the angle of the bar. As you see right there, I'm not squared. And if I move it up a little bit, what I want to do is I want to achieve an even white line. I'm using my triangle to put toward the edge of the table and create this even white line. Once I get it pretty even, and I'm happy with it, I got that straight white line all the way up and down, then I'm going to reach under here and I'm going to tighten that thumb screw. This time I'm going to turn it counterclockwise. Now it tightens it onto that cable. Now I can move it up and down, and it's going to stay square for the most part. Yes, frequent moving it up and down will eventually knock it out of square. So as you're working, you'll have to kind of check it, double check it. Typically, once you've already got a drawing on your table, you can kind of check it against one of the first lines that you drew to see if it is still in square. But every day you'll have to check it and make sure that it's square before you get started. Now to put your drawing paper down onto the board, it's very important that that paper stays still and steady and that it is perfectly square attached to the board. So what you do is you get your parallel bar in a certain position that you like. It can be way down here low on the table, or it can be up high on the table, however you prefer it to be. But you get into a comfortable position and then take your paper and rest your paper on the parallel bar right here. Okay, so my paper is going to rest right there on the parallel bar so that it's straight and it's square all the way across. Then you're going to take some masking tape. There should be a roll of masking tape going around. Now well, here's what you want to do. You want to tear off a stretch of that masking tape, probably a foot, well, not a foot long, about 6 inches long, like this. Right here, okay? Now, you're gonna attach this to the table, and you're gonna tear pieces off of it, like so. And top corners of my paper. And this masking tape, to keep it from being too sticky, because you don't want it to rip your paper when you're pulling it up, but you can just kind of play with the gummy side a little bit to get it not quite as sticky. Okay, and then tape your other corner. All right, then of course you're going to come back. Now that you got your two top corners taped, it should stay steady, and then you're going to tape your bottom corners. Okay, so that's important that that paper is straight and that it stays straight. That way all of your lines are going to be proportionately angled and measured. Your 90-degree angles will be truly 90-degree angles, the same with any other angles that you have. Your horizontal lines will be truly horizontal. Your vertical lines will be truly vertical lines.